place, and you're just like, I gotta go back, like whatever that was, like, whatever that appetizer was, or whatever it is, like I gotta go get that.
Exactly. And then you'll go through like a loan period where you won't really go there, and
Yep.
I kind of do some trade-offs.
I like it. That's actually a good call. I like both those spots. Are you Team Highlands? Is what I can guess from this.
Yeah, I'm over in Edgewater, so yep.
Okay, and I'm Team Highlands as well. So I back it. It's a great call. Let's see. We've done Joyride. Root Down's a sleeper. That's actually the first time we've heard Root Down as a recommendation. We need to start asking people their recommendations for their airport food as well, because that's my stop every time I go to the airport.
Yeah, Southwest Terminal is. Yep. Yeah, I hit that up all the time.
Yep. All right. So the next question of the day will be favorite cheap eats. So we're thinking we used to say under $10, but I think that's kind of unrealistic now. So
Yeah,
we'll say $15, $20. Your rent week. It's your rent week.
Cheap eats. I'm all about Mexican food. Not spicy, obviously.
Mild.
Legal pizza is always a good option. Just finding some of those like hole in the wall tamale places are fun.
Yeah.
We love a good hole in the wall. You got one that you want to throw out there?
Tamale Kitchen. It's up on like 56th in Washington. It's pretty fire.
Tamale Kitchen. I hadn't heard that one.
I love it when we can get
some new things, new options.
Is that one not working? It's hit or miss. All right, we're having some mic problems. No big deal. Just another podcast. Yeah. So let's say, all right, where's like your favorite date spot that you and the lady have been to?
It's a good question.
Or where do you plan to go in the near future for a nice little date night out?
Well, what do you recommend? Let's turn the page on you guys.
Flip.
Because I need a spot. I need a new spot.
All right. Shit. I mean, we got tons of options. I'll give you two.
Okay.
If you haven't been, a nice kind of fun environment. Senor Bear, I would go for dinner.
Okay.
If you haven't been there, that's over in your neck of the woods.
Wolf's Taylor.
That was going to be my next one.
That's two new spots for me. That's great.
Yeah, so Senor Bear's kind of a laid
was
back.
Getting sick of Root Down, so it's perfect.
We'll give you some notes to take with you.
Yeah, Senor Bear's great. I was actually there this past Friday, and it's just laid back. Like every time I've been in there, the food's been great. It's kind of small, so like make a reservation.
And it's got a Mexican kind of feel to it as well, that with their smaller plates and things. And then the Wolf's Taylor, shout out to our boy Kelly Whitaker and Taylor Warren, who she's the GM over there. But they just opened up a new spot in the dairy block called Bruto, which is a little bit more casual, like shopping, grab a coffee, grab a small plate. But Wolf's Taylor kind of combines an Italian and Japanese flair.
That's a weird fusion.
And it's the most creative meal I've ever had. Like, it's everything they have on that menu is creative is the only way I can describe it, because my brain doesn't work like theirs does. And what they pair together is it's fantastic. So I can't swear by either of those. Chris is right. Both of those are fantastic.
Well, I'm excited to try them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And now that your wife's listening, she's probably going to hold you to one of those.
Definitely going to.
Yeah.
And to make up for that previous comment.
Or at worst, you could take your wife to one of them and then your girlfriend to the other.
I like that. But we're just kidding. He doesn't have a side girlfriend that we know of.
So going back to cheap eats, though, I've been loving this place lately. Grateful Gnome.
Oh, yeah.
Little sandwich shop brewery place up in like the Oriental.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been there, but I've heard about that place.
Yeah, just a good breakfast sandwiches, just good all around. Kind of. I don't really want to do much, but it's down the road and it's cheap, and they have good beers too.
There you go. Well, this is going to be our last hot spot then. Or we got two more hot spots, I guess. Favorite brewery? You can't say Joyride since you already used it. What's your other favorite brewery in town?
Breweries are a tough subject these days. I heard a lot of them are closing lately.
Yeah, there was a little. Last week was kind of a downturn in a few of them.
Wait, who all's closing?
I want to say there's probably like three. There's maybe like 6 or 7 that have closed this past month.
Damn.
Yeah, I read it was an article in Westward or something, and I read the headline, like, what's going on with Denver's brewery scene. Yeah,
I think it's like Fermentra's closing down. That one was over off of Evans, like near DU, and then Lost Highway is closing down, and there's I think there's even one or two in Boulder that might be closing their doors.
Okay. Well, I was going to say up in Lyons, Oscar Blues. I love that little place.
The Lions location's really cool,
Yep.
like the OG.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had other ones.
Yeah, they've got like the big one in Longmont or whatever. That
Gotcha.
kind of. But yeah, the Lions one's nice.
Yeah, I
they
like
got all
that.
those old school pinball machines downstairs. It's fun.
I'll give you a slight recommendation for the neighborhood. Little Machine down here next to the stadium.
Okay.
That place fucks. They have some pretty nice, and I'm a lighter beer guy. Don't like to get too adventurous or, there's just so many damn IPAs
Yeah,
and
not
different
into to the heady IPAs.
Yeah, I just don't need all that
A
extra
million
crunch.
BTUs, yeah.
I like to drink mass quantities of whatever I'm
Yeah.
drinking, so it's got a lot of sippable beers where you can enjoy it. It's right next to the stadium, so if there's anything going on in Mile High, it's not a bad stop on the way. So, all right, so I guess we kind of dove into music, but I guess we can fully breach, like a baby coming out the canal. Let's dive into, you've been here for a while, and you mentioned shows from the Fillmore from all the way back in 2002. Do you have a show from the Fillmore that specifically rocked your face off that you can remember to this day?
I mean, the Biscuits in 06, they did a back-to-back in Boulder and Fillmore. Or I guess it was Fillmore and then Boulder. Blew my face off. The Fox Theater up there, but it was just I lived a block away from there as well at the time. I lived just down on Pearl and 16th. So it was literally like my home show, my home
God,
club.
the Fox Theater's so tiny, too.
Yeah. But yeah, that was probably 06 Biscuits was probably my favorite Fillmore that I can remember off the top of my head at least.
Hey, if they can stick out from 13 years ago and a Bisco show at that, hell, more power to you. Well, let's do Red Rocks then. So we always love to give a shout out to the premier indoor venue. Let's give a shout out to the premier outdoor venue in America at the Red Rocks. What's the best show you caught last year, and what are you looking forward most to this year?
Last year and this year I saw Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really?
Amazing.
I've heard that.
After this year's Wolfpack show, I was like looking for flights out to LA to see their next ones. It was that good.
I caught them 2 years ago, and I thought they were like running around all over the damn stage. And I was
that's
like,
part of their shtick.
Yeah, and I was like, this, and the music didn't sound like it did when I listened to it on Spotify or, like the studio versions. And so I wasn't as impressed, but I'm glad to see that either they've, it still tickles a lot of people's fancy because I'm like an 80s kid, so it doesn't, Phil Collins fucked me up. Kenny Loggins, but all right, I like the Wolfpack shot. That's what, and have they already played this year as well?
Yeah, it was just a few weeks ago.
Oh, with Kronberg or whatever?
Yeah, Kronenbangenwanger.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know. It's German.
What's the next Red Rock show you got on the docket?
What do we got coming up? My Morning Jacket, a couple nights of that.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. Then we have Beck, but it's down at Fiddler's.
That's
Which is kind of a bummer for the.
I did Huey Lewis in the News down there a couple of years ago. That was actually kind of cool, but it does suck because you're down in like the DTC.
Yep. Just getting down there is forever.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Chris's office is down there, and so it's his life. But I think that kind of wraps up Denver Hotspots. So this next section of the episode, it's called Rapid Fire, and because we need to keep you on your toes, we want to remind our listeners the best way to stay on your toes is to start your day with a nice cup of Joe. And if you're going to get a cup of Joe, and you're especially in the Highlands or on the Federal area, definitely need to stop in Federal Coffee, 2307. It's right next to the green wall that is Chili Verde. So the doorway, it's right across the street from the Allstate, and they're now building apartments right behind that, but just almost catty corner to the car wash at Jefferson Park. Swing in here, get yourself all jacked up and ready for the day. And speaking of which, Chris, you know how to start Rapid Fire, the same as every week.
All right, here we go.
Ready?
All right.
All right. I'll do my best.
All right. Coffee or espresso?
Coffee.
Vodka or gin martini?
Vodka.
Vape pen or bowl?
Vape pen.
Thick or thin crust pizza?
Thin.
Mountains or city?
City.
Green or red chili?
Green.
Ski or snowboard?
Ski.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Tits or ass?
Oof. They're both great. Ass.
Tacos or burger?
Tacos.
Flour or dabs?
Dabs.
Okay, so I'm going to follow this up because I was hoping that you were going to say that. If you smoke dabs, is there any physical possible way for you to even get high on flour?
It's tricky. It
Would you like to tell
tricky.
our listeners how that they are able to go from one to the other or back?
You need a tolerance break. After your last dab, you need another month before you can smoke flower. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not far though, because
It
like,
really isn't. It
once
really
you get
isn't.
on that dab train, it would take, like Chris was saying, like an eighth of weed to get you to that spot that a dab.
And then meanwhile, you're just coughing the whole time because you literally had to smoke an eighth of weed in a sitting.
I mean, I cough after one dab, so I'd rather just take a sweet
Oh,
time
I
with the
can't do
flower.
the dabs unless they have to be really small. Like it just knocks the shit out of me. I can't.
Yep. No, I
I'm
understand.
just not good at it.
I
It's not my
understand.
cup of tea.
I remember the first time I took a dab. It was life changing.
Yeah, mine was life changing. I just got high and didn't talk at a party and look weird.
that's
I
usually how
passed
it
out
goes.
for a couple hours, and they were like, "Yeah, you've just been drooling on yourself over there in the corner." Like,
Real fun at the party here,
Yeah.
guys.
I look like Stephen Hawking over there in the fucking recliner. What's it called? All right, so that was a great rapid fire. You did very well. I'm very impressed with you. And thank you for being Team Vodka Martini. It was a very contentious
No,
debate.
gin is the worst. You can ask my wife. Like, she keeps gin around the house because I won't touch it.
I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, last week I was the only Team Vodka, so I'm glad to see that gin is outnumbered this week. Well, that brings us into our next question. Flowers and dabs will bring us into Stoned Appetit, brought to you this week by Live Well Enrichments. I don't even know what the fuck. It's just Live Well Weed. Go Google them. They got tons of locations. They hook us up with weed.
Is
They'll
it
hook you-
Enlightened Health? Enlightened Health?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our Stoned Appetit question of the week, brought to you by Live Well, is late night guilty pleasures. Zach, let's say you worked the night shift and you're closing down the Highlands location. What's your go-to munchies late night snack that you have when you get home?
It's pizza. It's every time it's pizza.
So is pizza to you like a blowjob? Even when it's bad, it's
Yeah.
good.
Well, no, I mean, I'm pretty picky. Like I said, I was from New York, so I'm definitely picky about the type of pizza. I like the thin crust, like we know from Rapid Fire.
What's your favorite thin crust za in Denver that hits closest to the New York home?
Sliceworks does a really good job. They're on they have one shop on Colfax, another one downtown. They actually do a really good job. Fat Sully's does a pretty good job. They're open really late too, which is nice.
So is that Sliceworks on Colfax. That's a show stop afterwards.
Yep. Every time you hit up
right
the
across from
Fillmore.
Fillmore, yep.
And then if you're not hungry, it's because you just left Sancho's.
Yes.
So it's totally different, but same.
So, but when you're getting home and you don't have like some leftover za in the fridge or something,
Honestly,
do you have a frozen pie?
There's usually some frozen.
What kind of frozen?
Sliceworks in the fridge.
Oh,
In the freezer.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe we were.
That's a pro move.
You load up when you go. You get 2 pies and then put one in Ziploc bags. Have it for whenever you need it.
Do you ever get the buffalo chicken from Slicework?
It's delicious.
I fucking love
Delicious,
that shit, man.
Yeah, they put like a ranch blue cheese sauce on it. And
It's right next to our office downtown, and I mean that and a couple garlic knots for like $5, and I mean that's an easy lunch, and it's
Yeah.
also, I mean it hits all. It's like 92% of the time, it really. Strokes.
Their garlic knots are legit.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
They stroke. All right, Chris. Well, he answered Stoned Appetit willingly and honestly, so that means you know the next question.
All right, Zach. First of all,
I'm actually concerned now the way you're looking
yeah,
at me.
I would
that's
be. This is a
serious.
tough one.
Yeah, if you don't play by the rules, you're fucked.
Yeah. Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Of course, who wouldn't believe in a dinosaur?
You never know.
We
Yeah.
haven't been to Kentucky yet, but we're
So-
gonna take this right.
Yes.
I also believe the Earth is flat. So
Okay. Yeah. So I think those go hand in hand.
for sure.
Mutually exclusive. For sure.
So now that you believe in dinosaurs, if you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
T-Rex, just because you got the little arms.
Okay.
So you're not a big fan of masturbation, huh? Hey, it's cool. A lot of people aren't. It's not a big deal. Celibacy is the thing. That's weird though. That being like, no, it's an apex predator, but those tiny arms, they really get me every time. Is that really
I
it?
think that's what it is for me. It's just funny looking, when you can do it pretty much anywhere. Kind of
Oh, you
T-Rex
can
on
go
it, yeah.
into T-Rex at any time.
Exactly, and everyone knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
When was the last time you T-Rexed? Was it because of an accidental overdosing of fun, or was it just like because that
I
happens
feel like
to
I
me?
T-Rex all the time. That's my wife. I just walk around the house like this.
Trying to reach and grab.
If you're ever having downtime or something, or just need to lighten up the mood, just T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna start walking around in my underwear and just T-Rexes.
It's a good conflict resolution.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
I get made fun of for this, but I'm gonna go back. I'm a Triceratops kind of guy.
All right.
They got a cool head.
Sure.
Beretta.
It is, but they don't get fucked with. And if they do, they kick the shit out of you. Yeah.
Chris, go ahead.
Are we do?